Are those wimpy summer movies they want you to see leaving you in tears? Then get whacked.
Bushwhacked.
Just get whacked!
Bushwhacked Fever! Bushwhacked.
Whack-a-licken!
That's the wackiest thing I've ever heard.
Just whack it!
Bushwhacked.
You guys need a good whack.
Rated PG-13. Now play. Delivery man Max Grabelski thought he was the tightest ship in the shipping business until he got the right package to the right place at exactly the wrong time.
FBI! You're under arrest!
Now, to prove his innocence,
It was set up.
he's got to go where no delivery man has gone before.
You see, this man...
Excuse me, I'm looking for a place called Devil's Peak.
And he's gonna need a little help from a real bunch of troopers.
Scout Leader Erickson will answer the rest of your questions right around the campfire.
1, 2.
We got a fugitive on the loose!
You want us to hike to Devil's Peak?
How tough could it be? It's this far.
He's on! They're eating me alive!
Try me, Bugsy Pellet.
He is dangerous! And he's got himself some hostages!
He may not be the scout leader they expected,
And they fell in love.
but together they'll do whatever it takes.
It's Winnie the Pooh.
That's not the one I saw!
No matter where it takes them.
You've got to stop goofing around like this.
20th Century Fox presents
Running badge time.
the story of 6 bold explorers.
I'm just a little bit of a coward!
Say, I am Milton Fishman, super stunt!
I'm not a Fishman superstar!
And one dedicated leader,
I really did it!
I'm proud of you.
Daniel Stern, Bushwhacked.
This is Elizabeth Maxwell, voice of Major and Ghost in the Shell Rise, and you are listening to 3 Black Geeks.
Okay, everyone, we're back. We're doing it. 3 Black Geeks. And today, some bushes are about to get whacked. So, according to some information that I got from CJ, I really want to ask you this, more for you, D. So according to CJ and the information that he got, this movie was supposed to be a spinoff from Home Alone 2. This was supposed to be some years had passed. Daniel Stern's character from Marv basically got out of jail, moved on, and tried to get out of, retire from crime basically, and tried to go straight, but ended up doing deliveries and stuff, like doing deliveries and stuff for them. Yeah, he got sucked into doing deliveries and stuff for the mob, which is Bushwhacked.
Yes, I actually know about this story. And how did you think I went through this movie? How did you just assume that? You know what? Here's the best part about this, Eris. I could have never known that piece of information and I would have still sat through this movie thinking, hey, yo, look, Marv, I know it's a long way from Chicago, bruh, but you're going to have to take these kids up a fucking mountain, man. You're going to have to do it, man. You're going to have to. That's the way I had to see the movie, because seeing it just like him being a regular loser that falls into this seems kind of like a missed opportunity, doesn't it?
It felt like it.
Yeah.
And you know what's the best part about that? That Fox went ahead and said, yeah, let's not do that.
My thing was, did they change their mind because they would have had to go through John Hughes?
A part of me likes to think that the reason why we know about that story is because before they pitched it to anybody, he was the first person they pitched it to. And he instantly said no. So, because it feels like, I wouldn't even go that far. I think what happened was when the studio realized they had Daniel Stern, and they was like, this sounds like a good thing. We could try to make it make a Merv and all that. And a part of me think they wouldn't have to go through John Hughes to do that. Whatever the producers was and whomever were behind it probably. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like, yeah, it's a wasted opportunity. But at the same time, you got just the way he acts and the way the story is kind of paced. It feels like this was supposed to be about the wet bandit becoming a good scout. You know what I mean? A good
like AKA one of the wet bandits actually gets a happy ending.
You know what I mean? Look, here's Joe Pesci. Yeah, happy ending. I'm in jail. I'm giving him out. Why does he go free and I don't?
Because he's dumb, Harry. That's why.
That's the funny part. That's the funny part. You would have to get Joe Pesci in there in some type of capacity. Not even like have him being a part of the adventures. Like have him on the phone in jail. And like every time he calls the jail, it's like a riot going on. Then like the last time he calls, it's like a dinner. It's like a gala event going on. Just being silly with what's going on that side. It feels like you had to bring in Joe Pesci just to say, hey, same universe. Yeah. And you know what? Aaron saying it out loud, yeah, I think it would have worked because John Hughes is like, you want me to put your spinoff that I had nothing to do with to my universe, my Chicago-verse.
Meanwhile,
and I would have been like, yeah, your Chicago-verse where these locations don't exist.
Meanwhile, this motherfucker co-signed Home Alone 3 that had nothing to do with the previous two, and I'm just like, whatever, John, whatever.
That's some fucking Lion King 2 Simba's pride shit right there. You just put your money down because you wanted to get the VHS money. We ain't stupid, nigga.
Yeah. But here's the kicker about Daniel Stern, though. I think me and D talked about this. I really feel, and this actually is true, this was the movie that I guess Hollywood was like, all right, Daniel, we're going to give you this one shot with this movie to see if you're a leading man material. Because apparently, too, he had a deal. He basically had a multiple film development deal with Fox, but because this movie didn't do so hot, they basically took that whole deal back. Basically,
straight up reneged.
They reneged on that shit.
Studios do that all. And I think who's the one that couldn't act that we? Oh my God, Chris, we got to do that fucking movie. Who was the fucking wolf boy that was in Twilight? What was that name of that movie?
Yeah, that dude abducted the homeboy in that movie.
Yeah. I forgot the lie you always said.
Not if I find you first.
Not if I find you first. We gotta do that movie. Why the fuck we have never tried to?
First off,
right,
look.
Make a note of it. I'm making a note of it.
Make a note of it, but also too, I'm looking at John like, hey John, I gave you a lot of shit for Too Fast. I'm gonna sit there and take that back and apologize. What the fuck was that?
Hey, R.I.P. to the God, man. But Jesus, nigga, what was it? That was, you know what? We said this before. Every director, every actor, everybody has a blank spot on their resume. No matter what.
That was his blank spot right there. And it was like,
yeah. Like everyone, like you always look at each actor, producer, director, and just look at them and go, "That was your one."
On paper, you know what it was? It was the perfect storm because they came off that last Twilight movie, which did huge in the box office, right? And it was like, well, maybe Taylor Lautner is a leading man. Put him with John Singleton to see what happens. Womp womp.
funny about that, CJ? Right there, we said put him with John Singleton to see what happens. I need to cue that. I need to cue the announcer from Star Fox 64. Good luck.
No, when you did low, right there, I can just see God in heaven looking down. Why would you doom him like that? Now he never gets to come to heaven. Wait a minute, because I picked the wrong movie? Ask Tom Cruise. Here's Tom. I never made a bad movie. I told you, Tom. Risky business. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's trash to me. Come on, God. You're like the only person that hates that movie. I'm the only one that hates that movie. Shut up.
First off, the only reason why people love Risky Business is because of Rebecca De Mornay showing them tits in a dance.
Yes, the twins popping out. And for people that like to get high to vaporwave videos, like using that movie as a backdrop.
Also, that was white privilege, the movie, because who can drive in a fucking Porsche and throw underwear on the highway like it ain't shit?
Really, it really is. Rebecca De Mornay, I didn't have to put it out this for top 10 women for me. I mean, it's really rare for me to not pick a like voluptuous woman or of any type of way. There's something juicy on it. There's nothing juicy on Rebecca. And nigga, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Oh my God, she is gorgeous, man.
I gotta ask this since you're putting Rebecca De Mornay up there. Is she over or under Phoebe Cates?
Dude.
I'm not I think Phoebe's cute, but I don't want nothing to do with her.
Phoebe Cates is very girls next door. That's about it.
But you gotta, but come on, CJ, you know just as well as I do. She was like the it girl of the 80s.
Phoebe Cates is the girl you take to the family. Rebecca De Mornay is the one that you keep away from the family.
Now, I got a good question. Now, hold on. Cage match though, nigga. Phoebe Cates, Elizabeth Shue. Walking out that bitch.
Elizabeth Shue easily walking out.
Yeah, that's Elizabeth Shue right there. I'm sorry. Look, I love you, Phoebe.
Me and Era saw him and her and the boys. She still holds up.
She definitely holds up.
Elizabeth, good for her. I can't believe she made it out the 80s anyway, to be honest with you.
Look, Elizabeth Shue, actually, D, we actually saw her in Death Wish. She caught the bullet from the fucking guy in that movie, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, she did catch the net snap. I forgot about that, yeah. Well,
man, it's between her and Diane Lane. They're still trying to hold on to the glory days. I'm like, all right, who's going to age out first?
You was not beating Diane, nigga. That's never going to fucking happen. You ain't beating Diane. As far as white women, you're not beating Diane. I'm just going to be real on that one. That ain't happening, man. True. Now, here's the funny thing, though. Between her and Diane, you know who I got watching both of them bitches, young? And I don't care. Give me all that octogenarian over there called Helen Mirren.
Yeah. Me and Sue saw her and fucking Sean Hobbs. I was like, yeah, possibility.
Mm-hmm. So what's she doing? I don't know what she doing. It could be that wrinkly porcelain white skin of hers.
I might risk it all if she propositioned me. Possibly. I might risk it all.
Hold on. Hey, Chris. You gonna be looking like your nigga Cuba Gooding Jr. shadow boxer, begging out in the leaves and shit. Yo, I got to see Cuba Gooding Jr. thrusting.
First off, I was literally watching that like, you know what, Cuba, salute. You deserve that, sir.
because I say that for two reasons. Number one, yeah, you get to have an on-screen sex scene with one of the most beautiful women of all time. Sure, she's old in this shit, but you know what? Hey, nigga, I hit too. But here's the second thing. Helen's an old school actress. Young man, yeah, put it in me. We're on camera. Put it in. I am an actress.
Are you serious? Are you really serious?
All right. But, wait a minute. Hey, y'all ain't tell me that Helen was a method actor.
This is crazy.
I'm cool with it. I just wasn't ready for it.
Look. I'm willing to risk it all, but I just wasn't ready for it yet.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
So, tell my wife right now we're acting.
I'm telling you right now, Helen Mirren is going to basically write a book, and all of a sudden she's going to describe Cuba Gooding Jr.'s dick in detail. But Daniel Stern, clearly this didn't work out, and me and Sue were talking online about like how after this, you know, he did Celtic Pride, and then he just kind of faded off pretty much for the most part.
I mean, I wouldn't say he faded off. It's just some
He
people.
do anything high profile. I can say that much.
Okay, yeah. While he wasn't doing anything like high profile, because let's just be real, Hollywood just felt like, you know what, we tried, and unless we're doing a Home Alone reunion, we don't really need you, and unless I don't know. I mean, look what we got right now. Joe Pesci came out of retirement just to do The Irishman. Let's really keep it real though for Daniel. See, for Daniel, it's not like he's hurting because the man did write and direct Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, okay, but see, here's the thing too. You're not remembering. This is the guy that did all the narration for the Wonder Years.
And yeah, he's also
good.
Got that too.
He's good. Him and Fred Savage, they dabbing it up every time they see each other. You already know the deal. Come on, dog. They know what's up.
I know.
You never hear anybody. You never hear Fred Savage. Oh, Fred Savage is in tax trouble. It's like, Fred Savage.
He's broke.
But Fred's still directing and all that shit. You know, that's different.
On top of all that, Daniel, not only is he directing, writing screenplays, writing plays in general, people forget that Daniel's an artist. The man has his own residency in art museums and exhibits and stuff out in California. The man makes sculptures.
True.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think a lot of people forget when it comes to acting. They think you were an actor at this point and that's all you are. And there's been hundreds of people in Hollywood that can tell you, no, that's not true at all. Some, may never go in front of a camera again. Some may never work inside of Hollywood again. But some of these motherfuckers, they're good. They're great. It's the people that stick around after they have no use in Hollywood that always come up with these terrible stories of like, oh, they got on drugs. And, next thing you know, they went to jail because they were part of it. They were part of this weird Ponzi scheme. And yet they were and they were arrested on the side of the road for 18 pounds of cocaine. There's always something. Those people that try to stay in Hollywood and try to stay in that lifestyle. But there are plenty of people who stepped out of it and made their own type of life, where it is, man. That's why you hear some actors, I have a vineyard. How do you have a vineyard? That's why I put my money at.
It's like I invested my money.
Yeah, exactly. Some people, unfortunately, there are some actors that do leave Hollywood that don't invest their money wisely, and they end up, just having a regular job, which kind of makes me laugh. Your boy from the Cosby Show, that happened to him, man. Black dude that everybody was like, oh man, why you working at Whole Foods? Because he gotta eat.
You gotta eat, and plus he's a stage actor.
Actually, no. You know the funny thing about that was somebody found him, and he got put back into Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying. That made no sense to me. I still think that's one of the stupidest things ever. Unless that's what he wanted.
I mean, the funny part is he was like, I was making pretty decent money at Whole Foods, dog. What are you talking about?
Just like how who was it? Was it I think it was Ronnie. Like Ronnie from New Edition. My man went on to do real estate. He became a real estate agent.
I mean, hey, those back to the 90s tours, man. I'm can only do so much.
No, but in the meantime, after the group broke up, my man started selling houses.
Hey, that's a business.
I mean, he knows about that shit because when he get his money that time.
Look. Here's the thing. So what had me rolling was like you have these cats. So I think we've talked about him before. John Polito. He plays he plays the agent that's going after Daniel Stern's character Matt Skrbelski. And John Polito, he's been in so many movies in the 90s.
I was going to say that John Polito is playing the most obvious bad guy FBI agent
ever.
Max Grabowski, you're under arrest. I'm like, he did it.
Exactly.
Dude, I don't know whether it's just the look. It's just like, oh, you're clearly a bad guy.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's John Polito in an early 90s movie. You know where this is headed.
No, it's not just John Polito in an early 90s movie. It's how the movie sets up his entrance in the movie. First of all, the dude busts down the door, guns waving.
Abrupt as hell.
Just super abrupt, like freeze! We know you did it! You guys are the bad guys. Y'all been there the whole time. The movie, for some reason, just couldn't find the time to show us the setup that y'all obviously did it.
I mean,
you know what? When it comes to editing, there is one thing to be said. This movie starts off really, really hot. off the break.
This dude smokes Newport menthols and eats snowballs, and everybody look at him weird. I'm like, what's wrong with snowballs? They're actually pretty good.
No. This motherfucker had the Marlboro.
Marlboro, my bad. Marlboro menthol, my bad.
That was that red and white right there.
And a Jumbo Coke too, nigga. My nigga wasn't fucking playing around, man. He feeling good.
It's like Jumbo Coke and a 2-pack, like Jumbo Coke and 4-count snowballs. I'm like, bro, this is about it.
Looking at him weird. I'm like, what's so weird?
First of all, when I saw that, first of all, when I look back on this now in retrospect, I'm like, God, how 90s can this get?
I mean, I just don't get it.
The snowballs, though.
Was there a joke? I mean, was this just like unhealthy food? I don't know, whatever.
I mean, he looked like he already has.
I can understand I can actually understand that combination, because let's think about this, D. He walked into the convenience store and demanded all of this horrible crap that he should not be.
Smoking is bad for you. These snacks and sodas.
No. See, this is how it went down. It was 2 packs of cigarettes, the strongest brand of cigarettes that you can get. 4-count snowballs, and to balance it out, a Diet Coke, large Diet Coke.
Hold on, this is a '90s Jumbo Coke.
Yeah, so, 90s Jumbo Coke. So if anything, you made it worse. You might as well just had a regular Coke.
No, he said Coke. It was a regular Coke. But here's the thing. This is a 90s Jumbo Coke, meaning that the cup was obnoxiously bigger than it should be. And this is before everybody really started cracking down on health reasons when it came to sugar. So you might as well just pour a whole bunch of sugar and water into that motherfucker. And that's what it sufficed. Oh, yeah. Seltzer. Got to make it flavorful.
Yeah. But you know what was funny, too? There was another tidbit of information about this movie, and the fact that, like, Daniel was like, hey, I'm not working out for this movie. If we were supposed to believe that this guy has never been in the woods and shit, you can't have me looking all cut up like I've been exercising. No, fuck that.
Well, you know what Fox said? Look, here's Fox. We didn't tell you to do. You know what? Sure, Daniel.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking that too. I was like, hey, Daniel, I don't think the role requires you to really do a lot of exercise, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Again, this is nothing more than a screen test to see if you got it as a leading man. We already got our doubts.
This is an expensive ass screen test, nigga. No, we didn't, Carrie. We stuck him in a room for 5 minutes with a camera. He made us all cry. What can you do, Daniel?
Also, we saw one episode. Also, we saw one episode of A Living Color. Enough said.
We saw one episode of Living Color. I tell you, that Keenan Ivory Wayans need to actually do a movie. I know that hurt, Chris. I know that hurt.
It really hurt. It hurt so bad. It really did.
You know that's what white people did. Wow. Why hasn't Keenan Ivory Wayans ever made a movie? He never did?
2 years
what do you mean?
Later.
What's the 5 heartbeats? What is the 5 heartbeats? What? That sounds like a doo-wop group. Oh, it is? Oh, that sounds lovely. I hope there's no drug use in it.
Hey, D. Now, they say all of that, right? And then they say, but now we look at you. And what do you got for us? You took some paint cans to the face and a brick and an iron? Some slapstick stuff?
Hi, I'm Marv. Welcome to Jackass.
When you really think about it, both Marv and Harry, they were the originators of Jackass before Jackass was the thing.
Right there, right there. I just hear Bugs Bunny. No, I can see Bugs Bunny on Tom and Jerry, and like some black and white cartoon you don't even know exists. Like, what the fuck? Really? Them? Bugs. I took a fucking safe, nigga. Daffy, I got shot in the face. Jerry, you know how many times this nigga actually officially ate me? Do you realize, like, yo, what?
I mean, what was funny is, like, the whole antithesis is that Max is working for the delivery company, which clearly just says, fuck uniforms.
Freedom Express has nothing to do with Federal Express. It says freedom, because at Freedom Express, we believe in freedom, not Federal Express. Freedom Express. No, It is not Federal Express.
Also, they say fuck uniforms. Wear whatever the fuck you want.
Right? What type of delivery place is that? I want to work there. Because, look, real talk, Chris. Let's just be real. If they don't care about uniforms, you know for a fact they ain't got no drug test, nigga.
Look. I worked at UPS for a short time as a package handler. Very loose on the uniform policy, but whatever and stuff. But this is just like next level. Like, yeah, uniforms. What's that? Yeah, fuck that.
Oh, best thing ever. I went one of those stupid midnight interviews that they have at UPS. By the way, keep doing that. That makes people want to work. But anyway, go that motherfucker, right? And we're just looking at how the process thing is done. Best thing in the world. Nah, nigga, I ain't doing that shit no more. I'm just going to use the name for this. Darius, get back on the line. Nah, fuck you and fuck this job. Hey, what up, y'all? Y'all going to quit this motherfucker in 5 days like I just did. Fuck this job, nigga. Nah, nigga, I work for 20 hours. I'm out this bitch. Or the rest of us. 20 hours? That nigga say 20 hours?
No, but what's wild is that, like you said at the beginning of this dude literally walks into there and there's a burning room and somehow the FBI just busts up in there. I'm like, oh, so you just made it obvious.
I like how he touched everything, by the way, because, he's an idiot. He touched a gun that was on the ground, and I like how he got away way too easily, but that's how this whole movie is. Everything happens way too easily in this.
And then Art Evans does his obligatory cameo appearance and then doesn't come up later.
I love how Art Evans just said, yeah, I'm going to take this $50,000 and this club sandwich with some Crystal Light, and I'm going to keep it moving after this one scene.
Mr. Waterman, $50?
I know, right? This seems a little bit of a lowball there, buddy.
I'm singing 50.
Whoa, you just gave him a club sandwich. You're going to have to take off another G.
That shit got bacon too? God damn.
Woo, man, that looks like 45 at this point.
First of all, not just any bacon. This is that good Hollywood bacon.
Man.
Oh, my God, man. Hold on. And I don't think it's true, but I'm sorry, Mr. Evans. You don't have a SAG card. That looks like I'm...
Ooh, Uncle Sam gonna have to take some more money there, buddy.
Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, man. You might can call your partner Robert Thompson. Robert Thompson. What? Wait. That's not his last name? Whatever. All you black guys know each other.
Like, what really sucks is that he was just coming off a trespass for this.
No. It's called, he said, fuck this movie. I'm going to do Tales from the Hood. Suck a dick.
Yeah. Like I said, dude, he was in between. First of all, Art Evans, let's be real. Let's really be real here. Art Evans was in between Hollywood lots between this movie and Tales from the Hood.
He said, suck a dick, Daniel Stern. I'm going to do Tales from the Hood, a black movie. How about that?
Because notice, he only shows up for a complete collection of 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine him, Bill Cobb, and and Ossie Davis all fighting for the old black man spot in every...
First off, Bill Cobb as the supervisor to Daniel Stern, he would have told a fucking old war story to fucking Marv as he's trying to get the fuck out the damn building and shit. So you already know what you get with Bill Cobb.
Actually, Bill Cobb would just remind him, like, you know what? Because, if you mess this up, it's like, I'm going to shoot you just like I shot that drug dealer in New York.
Oh, man, if Bill Cobb was in there, yes, it would have connected.
It would have connected New Jack City.
New Jack City to Bushwhacked. If we know when we finally make a list, because we will one day, we finally make a list of all these movies that are connected to each other, I can imagine it being Mo, of all people. So how did fucking Bushwhacked and New Jack, wait a minute, I forgot Bill Cobb was in that one, yeah. Yeah, that's all it takes, guys. Why don't you connect? Well, I know what you did last summer to that one. Like, see, Mo, it don't work that way, man. No.
But no, I can happily connect Trespass to Bushwhacked, if you will.
Oh, God, no! If you do it, I think you're going to do
it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. He did. No, we that way actually fucked it up because we said that he left Trespass and went straight to Die Hard 2, so you can't connect it.
But in a way, I could.
What he had he just took a side job on the way to fucking DC
No. First of all, Freedom Express, that's his company after he done sold all that gold. Broke it down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, he was the only one to walk out of those St. Louis alive
So
with
this is his side hustle on top of being an air traffic controller. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Hey, look, man, you got to throw off the IRS somehow.
Is his wife? I'm guessing his wife is running the company and stuff, considering that he was kind of full-timing it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you really think that? First of all, they're gonna ask, how'd you get the money to finance all this?
Well, I met these two crazy Arkansas firefighters, and whoa, we had an adventure. It was crazy.
Like, no. Since his wife was the one that's running the company, it's actually in her name, but it's his company.
I know, right?
He's like, yo, just to throw him off some more, I'm gonna go over to DC, become an air traffic controller, and I'm gonna help this other white guy save the world.
Oh my God, man!
All thanks to another white man who likes to spend his time doing butt naked katas.
No, but what had me rolling is like he's getting hunted down. You got Brad Sullivan, who I only remember him, no bullshit, as one of the preachers in Sister Act 2 and stuff. He's actually a pretty funny guy, to be honest.
Wasn't that? I forgot about that.
Yeah. He has a bit of like comedic timing to him and stuff, and he plays like the scout leader and stuff. Very ingenuity and stuff, very funny in certain ways. But somehow Daniel Stern was like, all right, I'm gonna super glue your fingers to the steering wheel. How about that, buddy?
I'm just gonna say this is the guy that you get. This is the guy that you get when the real drill sergeant from from Full Metal Jacket says no.
Basically.
Yeah. When Ermy says no, you get him.
Ermy says no.
Brad Sullivan, though, does have one of the most badass intros ever in a movie. He's driving a Humvee, and he's not a big guy, number one. So you see him driving a Humvee, and he has a full-on Bowie knife at his throat, shaving, hitting bumps and everything, taking it like a gangster. Doesn't cut himself once.
He looks like a person that shaves with a fucking bow knife.
I'm gonna be super real and say what I'm thinking, and that's, if this movie had did well, I would have liked to see a spinoff featuring that guy because first of all, his intro was already awesome. He drives a Humvee, shaves with a Bowie knife. No shaving cream, no nothing. You drive it over potholes, humps, speed bumps, and everything, and you just taking it like a G, like you said. And on top of that, the man is already a legend before he even shows up. There's so many stories about him.
I'm gonna be real.
I want to see a spinoff.
I'm gonna be real. I'm surprised he didn't like Jackie Chan, Rush Hour, take the gun out of Daniel Stern's hand.
I was shocked that he let Daniel Stern all that. Now, the reason why he did that was because, remember, Daniel Stern, who's still running away from the cops, Max still running away from the cops. He pulls into the parking spaces, handicap spot, and he walks back. He walks back out the store, right? And he sees, I'm an inconsiderate person. Who put this down there? I did, Cupcake. What if there's a handicapped person that can't be here? And I'm thinking to myself, hey, Brad, for real? Let that be a black man. Would you do that? He wouldn't give a shit because Brad Sullivan, this movie's a fucking monster. And I'm surprised he didn't CQC that motherfucker off the break, man. I am dead serious about that. But the best part about that was, here comes the store owner. Hey, this is the guy named Mad Max. He has an award on this. It's you! The Max takes out a gun. All right! And I like how he has the gun in his hand, where he's like juggling it in his hand, pointing it at nobody, and actually pointing it at himself more than he is at the person.
Again.
So, like you say, he super glued this nigga's hands, chin, and forehead to the fucking window and rolls out, man. Took the nigga's fucking Humvee. And no, the best part, he told him to drive. Where do you want me to drive? Just keep driving!
No. He said, from here on out, you're going to drive all the way to Mexico.
He hops in that box. No, I like how he hops in the Humvee. and immediately does a real. Now it's slight. Now I know it doesn't make nobody else laugh, but it makes me laugh because he hops in the Humvee and you hear him pull off, and it obviously is manual because you hear the shift in the second gear. It's like, it's like sitting there like Max don't know how to drive a stick shift.
Here's the kicker, right? So everything finally comes in proper with Stern, Max meeting the kids. Here's the funny part. 2 of the kids I've seen before in other movies, but I couldn't quite place the names and stuff, right? I was like, okay, I've seen 2 of them before. I think one of them might have been in Mighty Ducks. I don't fucking know. They might have. I don't know. But I've seen them before. They're kid actors that you...
How you can tell that they're kid actors and they've been in other movies? Just go based off of which one has the most 90s haircut.
I know, right? It's like, who has the bowl cut? All right, he has the bowl cut. Oh, hey, also, we got to stick to obligatory girl, because, ew, girl in the Boy Scouts.
Come to find out the girl's actually the smartest one out of all of them.
Because, of course,
you know what? Here's the thing. I was never against girls being in anything when I was a kid, but the one thing that always pissed me off as a kid was that the girl was automatically the smartest one out there, but she did like girl stuff to be better than the guys, and I felt like, no, that's not true. What do you mean? So you mean to tell me the girl's not the best, blah, 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 blah? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is all the girls I knew were hooded. All the girls I knew was hooded shit. Y'all don't have them doing normal shit. Like, like cross it up and they go on the court and nothing like that. No, you got these girls being like super good at math. Like they know how to crochet, like these long ass things and shit. It's like a twinge of girly comes off on all of that shit. And I know why. It's a guy writing it. I understand that shit. But it always bothered me as a kid.
I just laugh at the fact that I'm jumping ahead here on this one. It's the fact that at the end of the movie, she's like, I got an idea of how we can fight off the bad guys. And she pulls out her training bra and they use it as a slingshot. And I'm like, oh, of course. Of course.
Hey, you want to know why? Written by John Jordan, Danny Byers, Tom Swarlow, and Michael Goldberg. That's why.
Also, side note, the Farley brothers actually did rewrites for the script too.
They really did.
The fact that this movie had rewrites is one thing.
They got paid to help rewrite certain aspects of the movie, and I'm like, well, of course they did.
That happens. That happens. The Farley brothers being a part of this does not fucking surprise me at all, and not in the least. Now, it was so funny when he gets up there. All the kids are waiting on. All these scouts are waiting on. Now the scouts. The reason why they're up there is because the main '90s kid, his mom was the scout leader, and she was the troop leader, and she was like, well, I want these Boy Scouts to actually have a male influence, and I want them to actually do stuff instead of doing home ec bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And she got contact Brad's character, and they was going to meet him. But because Mad Max Grabowski had a motherfucking 9mm, not shooting it once.
Not shooting it once. Safety's been on the entire time.
Successfully does the Captain Ginyu Goku body transfer. And no, so I love this. I love this because a cop pulls up behind him. He automatically does what I do when a cop pulls me over. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. I didn't know what happened. It just happened all at once. I couldn't do it. Like, hey, it's okay. I'll drive you up there. And I'm thinking to myself, this is how white cops treat all white people. Like, hey, what's wrong? I see you got all that cocaine there. I understand. Where you trying to go? Down the street. Okay, I'll follow you. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. Like I feel that's how all cops are.
Let's be real. Let's be real, D. Let's be real. That wasn't. First of all, that wasn't even just a regular cop. That was more like park police.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He pulls up there. All the kids do '90s kids things where they just surround somebody, just start making noise and shit. And they were like, yeah. And finally, one kid was like, "How was it to climb Mount Everest?" What? You know how to climb Mount? Like you climb Mount Everest? Oh. Well,
did you like how the camera zoomed in for dramatic effect and then he says it?
All of a sudden, it was a bitch. Yo, you want to know? Look, this movie doesn't have a lot of straight up ha-ha jokes in it, but that was one of them.
Yep.
I died when he...
No, but like, you know, we talk about how the girl is the smartest person, but I did appreciate how the kids over time figured out that, you know, Max wasn't who he says he was, and they developed a plan to basically kind of like drug his ass.
At the same time, it was very obvious. Like, you know, him crying, him yelling, him saying stupid shit like the best.
Him smoking and littering on the fucking ground.
Like one of the actual really funny jokes he said when they say, we got to make it like, but Devil's Peak is all the way over there. What are you talking about? And he takes his fingers and make the distance. It's that far away. I was like, okay, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. That's fucking funny. Because you don't know, that's probably 16 miles. But for him, dog, it's right up the street.
Hey, as somebody that has been in the Scouts and done hiking, yeah, that shit ain't no fucking joke. that is not even fucking joke.
I was about to ask you that shit. I was in Boy Scouts at Full Gospel for about two, maybe almost 3 years. But I was like 5 when I did it. So did you do it? Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it all the way up until like I hit 6th grade and stuff. So I didn't do Eagle Scouts.
Hold on. I get to say this, not Eris, because this is a Boy Scout thing. You're a fucking nerd.
Now, a nerd that had the hat with all the goddamn Boy Scout pins in there as achievements.
I was a Boy Scout, and you couldn't tell the shit.
Hey,
you couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I didn't like though? What I didn't like is just the stupidest ranks ever. Chris, what the fuck is a Weebelo?
I don't know.
For people that don't know the rank of Weebelo, the rank of Weebelo is right before like the top Eagle Scout or wherever it is. But Weebelo basically means we be loyal scouts. Yes, for some reason, pirate talk comes into your rank, and look, that's what you are. You're a Weebelo.
Yeah, I literally had. I think I had. Was it? Oh, that's what it was. Bobcat, Tiger, Weeblo, Wolf, and Bear.
But here's the funny thing.
So it's 5. If you were in the Cub Scout, you got the Tiger Cub starting out.
Yep, Tiger Cub. Yep, I remember that. The one thing I will, but here's the one interesting thing, and we can go ahead and start talking about this movie again. But the one thing I always ask myself a question is like, why is always like some variation of some type of Boy Scouts and the Boy Scouts of America? There's a really good reason for that. The Boy Scouts of America are owned by the Mormons, and they got a tight grip on where that name goes. So if you're ever looking at them, they always mention like, oh, we're Eagle Scouts, or we're like Woodland Scouts, or some stupid bullshit like that. It's because the Boy Scouts of America would not allow them to use their name.
We got the short end of the stick in terms of what to serve, man. Girl Scouts had the fucking cookie game on lock. Meanwhile, Boy Scouts gotta sell this popcorn, guys.
You gotta sell popcorn. You gotta sell magazines. You had to sell like everything not cool.
Here's the thing about Boy Scouts, and I really do mean this. It could use some gay men. Oh my God! Because the Boy Scouts, and I say this not talking about those sick gay men. The Boy Scouts are some gay ass shit, dog. No, the most we get to do is go to water parks and like play with bugs.
Well,
that's about it.
Also, if you're fortunate, you go camping a lot, basically.
Now, I never went camping. Before, but I know they do that and all that shit. And it's just kind of weird where Boy Scouts don't do. I mean, they really. The whole Boy Scout thing and all that shit is just really weird because I say they need gay men because there's an overabundance of straight men trying to have sex with their scouts. I'm not bullshitting. They have been covering that up for years. They're just as bad as the Catholic Church, man.
Oh, yeah.
It is terrible. All right, anyway.
Can I say, like,
hold on, Harris. Enough about kids getting in the woods. Now,
Can I say that for the record that they decide to make this this crazy journey all the way up to Devil's Peak because Max remembers, oh yeah, I remember this guy, rich guy, has a whole lot of money, biggest house in the world. He told me that if I brought these packages, he would give me $50 per box. So I gotta go to Devil's Peak to deliver the final package.
That feels like such a fucking... He basically got paid for cheap.
Oh yeah, he definitely got paid for cheap.
That's the best part. Because when he tells the kid, he gives the kids a hypothetical. And it's really cute because at this point in the story, the kids and him, even though they're still the wacky shenanigans, they're starting to actually kind of, bond. There's actually some bonding. Even though it's dipped in a whole lot of lies, it's bonding. He actually asked the kids, hey, I got a question, kids. What if you were in my situation? What if you were in this situation where this guy told you to show up, he gives you $50 and you do it anyway, but then you do this and you get in trouble and all this, and all the kids said what anybody else would say. That's stupid. Why would you do that? That's naive. What?
Like, did you have a did he happen to have a witness with him?
He's like, no. He's like, why would you do that? I like how the kids basically did the work for every movie critic. Thank you.
Hey, you know what's also funny too? Because it's like Max unknowingly, and I wrote this down, he unknowingly, at one point, and I laughed, he faints when they're in front of a bear, right? Now, when you're in front of a bear, if you play dead, the bear would actually dip out, or they'll probably fuck with you, and then they'll walk off, right? Because they think that you're dead. By virtue of him passing out, the kids don't know that he purposely passed out. They thought that he actually was like playing dead, and the bear's like fucking with them, just, throwing them around and stuff. The kid's like, man, this Max guy's great. And I'm like, but kids, he's not actually playing dead. Like, what are we doing here?
Also, you gotta keep in mind, they don't refer to him as Max. He is known as Spider.
Spider, and I still don't get that joke. Why did he call you Spider? Because this guy called me Spider one time too many. And it was like this. But, so why do you still go by that name? Again, the children are doing my work for me.
Meanwhile, we get the buddy cop duo of Brad and not Harvey Bullock, which is fucking hilarious.
Like how it's like this. When I saw that, I was like, "Yo, man, how different would this movie have been if this was actually?" All of a sudden, we got motherfucking Well, I can still say it because John Polito was all the way back then. John Polito and what is this? John Polito and like fucking I don't know. No, I got it wrong. Like here he comes, the buddy cop duo of Gene Hackman and Gene Wilder. Actually, real talk. If Gene Wilder did the scout leader, he would have been past it. But I think he would have killed it. But anyway, bro.
I mean, it's just I'm just...
We gotta rescue those kids.
No, but what have you rolling? You remember?
They did the Fugitive thing because, the Fugitive was like the hottest movie at the time, so we got to do a little remake. Your movie's in trouble anytime they do shit like this. Anytime it's like, well, that movie's hot, let's make fun of it in our movie. It's already a bad thing.
Or
it's not to be funny.
Or the kids peeing over the cliff and John Polito's like, oh my God, it's rain.
I love that because John Polito just goes for, there you go, just a good brisk mountain mist. Right when you need it. I'm like, nigga.
I got some news for you, son. That's not mountain mist.
Mountain mist. But actually, here's my better question. Hey, yo, John, real talk. Because D, when he's out in the rain, I like to stick my tongue out, get a couple of driplets and all that. Also, even fuck getting pee in your mouth. Fuck all that.
First of all, when you're that high up the mountain and the air quality changes, you got that nice cross breeze that passes by.
All right, you got me there. Okay. Hold on. No. Eric's got a point. Now, Chris, you mentioned about them being kids. Take it from a father of three. Oh, kids' pee stinks too.
That's why I was like, these kids don't look like they drink a lot of water. I'm just saying.
Wait, I appreciate you calling me Neil deGrasse.
Neil deGrasse up here. You see, the scientific term
That is
for this.
interesting. You can just see him saying that. You know what, Dwayne? That's an interesting thing that you said right there. But let's just take the time to look at where we at. The altitude and the cross breeze that is going through. I'm over there sitting there like, wow. Hey, D, I got a question. Yeah, what was your grade in science? Higher than Eris's. I'm just gonna let him. I'm gonna let that kid nigga cook. No.
Side note. I laughed, but also looked at Neil today when he tried to really science his way out of explaining the mass shooting. I'm like, Neil, today is not the day. Don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it.
God, he did not just try to science juice.
Yes, he did. He science juked the shit out of them. Well, guys, there are worse things out there. See, the scientific figures on how you can die on the medical table is higher than mass shootings. I'm like, oh, Neil, don't do this. Don't do
Hey,
this.
D-Shaw 3 by Geeks. Hey, D-Shaw 3 by Geeks. And I'm going to use this word in the most proper way possible. Okay, Mr. Tyson? Okay. Nigga, don't answer these crackers. Don't you dare. No, stop. Stop answering them, nigga. Be quiet, man. You from the Bronx. You already know what it is. Just say crazy-ass white people. It'd be great if Neil said, okay, yeah, crazy-ass white people. That is actually really what it is.
I was just sitting there like...
He legit breaks... Hold on. He would legit break character just to say that.
Because, look, Neil from the Bronx, that nigga's from the hood. He will say that shit, too. Okay, yeah, it is crazy white people. But look...
I mean, I saw that and I was like, oh, Neil, what are you doing? No.
I hate how black people have to say that. Like, oh, Neil. Because we have to say it like a white person.
Because we love, because contrary with, black people fuck Neil. So it's like, oh, Neil, no. Oh, God, no.
He's the smart one. He the one that made it out the hood. We told you can be black.
It really is. It's like, oh, God damn it, Neil.
Come on, man. Come on. Your white wife made you say that shit. She did. Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
Like, all right.
Hey, Neil, this will be a great answer. but when nighttime came, they all took their rest. And the next morning, the kids, because they find out that through ham radio, whatever type of radio that was, that they're looking for Mad Max Grabowski, who has taken hostage of all the children. And all the kids like, what? And, I love it because Max, they look at the Maxes all fucking all tent. And, of course, you got the cigarettes there, got the Playboy right there, got his hand in his pants. Come on, he jerked off.
Let's also not forget that Daniel Stern gave us probably... in 90s retrospect, the most hilarious depiction of the birds and the bees to a group of scouts.
Yep. I love.
And we actually saw one of the movie's sales points when his version of the guy basically letting them rip by doing "Auga."
You gotta do the Auga right because he sounds like a rapist. He like, everyone start your engines. Auga. And we did that part like this. There is a little girl sitting in front of you.
I like how she was the older. She literally is turning around while they're peeing like, ugh. God,
no.
Penises.
The best part. The best part. He's like, so that's when the daddy.
That's the guy takes a cigarette. Watch a little Leno.
No, when he said watch a little Leno, I lost it. For whatever reason, just because he said watch a little Leno, I couldn't hold it. I was at work watching it. I bust out laughing. No. Rolls over and go to sleep. Meanwhile, meanwhile, the girl Dolly waits for this nigga to go to sleep, and she gets her vibrator out because you really tell me that he hit the. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he really didn't. He really
didn't. Watches a little Leno and then goes to sleep.
He's like this, like, hey, Chris, you know she brought a vibrator. Come on. This is 97, man. The female orgasm was not successfully found until 2003.
First off,
this was 93.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
This is
No, it's 95.
I'm sorry, 95. I'm tripping.
First off, according to Will Ferrell, the female clitoris is a myth. All right, female orgasm is a myth. My bad.
No, he said, first of all, he's whoa. The clit's real. The clit's real, all right. It's the female organ. It's the female orgasm. That's the mystery.
That's the mystery.
I love that. I'm sorry. That is just a smart joke on like 5 different levels for me. No. Don't worry, y'all. Y'all can find a clit. Now, the female orgasm. That's the Mewtwo, nigga. That's the Mewtwo right there.
Nah, but like you said, D, like he falls asleep and they literally put so much, like, what was it NyQuil or some shit that they put inside this?
Bro, they gave him straight up lean.
I know, right?
That was straight up lean.
And I love when he fell out, they did smoke signals, right? And your boy Brand's like, that's what I tell you. Give me a scout any day of the week. I'll take him over a policeman. All right, what does it say? It says, Belp. Belp. I was like, now, real talk. It's a corny joke. It's a bit of a dad joke. D is actually sad that he laughed at that. When he said Belp, I was like, okay, that's funny.
Hey, to be fair though, too, did you also laugh at the fact of he's literally, again, to show how much of a man's man he is, he's catching a fist with his bare fucking hands.
Because he's a fucking monster, man. Like I said,
how about the fact though? I'm already giving this guy the freaking gold medal of manliness because my man went straight up bouldering.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I like it when Polito handcuffed this motherfucker to a tree. This nigga climbs up the tree with the fucking handcuffs on, not coming across a big branch or nothing, but climbs up that damn tree through a fucking rainstorm. Remember, it rained the next day. And this nigga gets down from it and makes it like this nigga's a beast. This dude is a beast. These kids had every right to be excited for this fucking trip because Spider is a fucking monster.
Now here's the thing.
Again, where was his movie?
Where was it? Yo, Brad Stevens as Sullivan. I understand. 5 years after this, he was done with acting. He was done with acting, but god damn it, there should have been something with him in that, man.
Now here's the kicker about it.
Small white guy action. That's what I wanted.
Now here's the kicker. Max was framed in the burning house because one Reinhardt supposedly he died because the FBI got dental teeth inside the burning building, right? So you killed somebody at Reinhardt's house and you burned it down.
His body was burnt beyond all recognition. The only thing we were able to determine was his teeth.
Now, plot twist, Reinhardt is actually at Devil's Peak.
Yep.
With the rest of his money.
Reinhardt somehow, well, because he's rich, took out all of his teeth so he can look like it was an accident. He said the price you have to pay for money or some bullshit like that. And I'm sitting there like, dude, you just showed up as the villain of this movie. Don't say one-liner, okay? Just go.
Hey, you know what though? That's our boy Anthony Hield, and he knows how to play a dickish bad guy. So
yeah, but look, true, because he is a villain of the 90s for me. But here's this, dog. There's exactly 19 minutes left in this movie.
It really is. It's like plot twist, and I'm like
this. Don't be acting like M. Bison in this bitch.
It really was.
I mean, what? What did you like? What were you expecting? Dorian Tyrell from The Mask?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, he was just as bad too, because he didn't do shit until the very end of the movie.
But to be fair to him, but at least we knew he was the bad guy like 30 minutes in the fucking movie. This, like you said, D, it's like 19 minutes left in the movie. What the fuck, man? Like, what the hell, man?
It's like he's that surprise. He's that surprise. I'm the movie's real villain. In other words, he's the Mr. X. He's the Mr. X from Streets of Rage. You waited the entire time, the entire plot of this movie, and this is when you show up. So you mean to tell me that I've been dealing with Fat Shiva over here through for the first 90 minutes? Great.
Look, John Polito, like Fat Shiva. I'm more of a Barlog or a Vega personally to me.
I'm just saying. Like D, I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it in the same context of Streets Rage. Just go with me on this, all right?
I am going with you on this, but Mr. Polito said he wants to be Barlog. I think why can't we? Why can't we, Eris? Huh? We have this discussion every time. Does it always have to be Streets of Rage?
Hey, does it? Man. Look. The man is getting $1 million and the keys to Kay-Bee Toys for his kids. All right, leave me alone.
All right, look. Oh, you know goddamn well I ain't about to get John Polito $1 million. That's not happening, nigga.
I mean, look.
First of all, did I not mention that $1 million is in Kay-Bee Toy dollars?
Oh, okay, cool. Did you pass this with the studio?
Are you kidding me? As if they need to know.
Oh, look. All of a sudden, Harris, I turned it to that. And I know a lot of people, I'm going to lose a bunch of y'all, but then it becomes like, come home with me all of a sudden. See, now you thinking with your fucking head on your shit. But what that did, all right, I'm about to go down to North Carolina with you.
To which I'm sitting up there like, so if they had a deal with Kay-Bee Toys, you know what that means, right? Hey kids, come to Kay-Bee Toys and get your Bushwhacked toy featuring crazy Daniel Stern with different faces that you can switch out.
Bushwhacked.
D, I already know what you think. D, I already know what you're thinking, by the way. If you get lost, push the on stars.
Featuring Max.
Oh my God! Only 13 people are gonna get this reference. Yes.
Featuring Max Grabelski with the Kung Fu grip.
Get unnamed Boy Scout. Yeah, get unnamed Boy Scout. Is he fat? Is he small? You're just gonna have to guess.
Like, why would the action figure that's supposed to be the main bad guy looks nothing like him?
It's like
I can imagine years from now, our boy Will's like this. Hey y'all, look, this is from the movie Bushwhacked. What is this? And here's Chris. That's one of the G.I. Joe. That's one of the G.I. Joe figures.
They would have been a repaint. It would have been a fucking Zartan repaint that's supposed to represent Reinhardt. I'm like, why the fuck does Reinhardt look like goddamn Zartan? What the fuck is going on there?
But now it's something fun though, Chris, because this is exactly Will right here. So what? You gonna buy that shit? Nigga, I got 2 of them already. But look,
exactly.
Here's me. You have a child. You need to deal. Shut up, Dwayne.
I have budget money. What are you talking about? I'm responsible.
I know where the money is. What? You got more children than me? Yeah, you know I got more children than you. Fuck you.
When Max punched Reinhardt in the teeth and his teeth literally fell out, I'm like, those some brittle ass goddamn teeth.
Look, this is what happens when you go to service merchandise. Shut the fuck up because it was open at the time. This is what happens when you go to service merchandise. Get your teeth done in the back.
Service merchandise. Holy crap, I remember that place.
You want to talk? I'm going to have to really look it up, but I feel like service merchandise only existed in black neighborhoods just because they didn't want Like we need to put a wholesale store by the blacks, all right?
Now I sat here and I told
just enough for them. Just enough for them.
Now, me and Sue were talking offline, and this movie only made was it 8 million?
This
8.5 million or something like that.
No, it made no. Don't try to give it any more money than what it deserves.
Sorry. I'm sorry for adding the points to it. My bad. Shit.
This movie barely made 8 million
at
the box office.
You know the sad part, Chris? You know the sad part in there? The little Bushwhacked thing I get. I'm gonna put it in the beginning of this. I'm gonna put that advertisement in the beginning of this review. If y'all want to hear it again, sure. But that Bushwhacked review that was only for 30 seconds, they played that thing all the time. So I'm gonna say a good million of that went straight to that advertisement. I'm putting it out there.
Because first of all, the advertising for it was nothing but random people that they picked up on Venice Beach to say Bushwhacked.
I mean, but
I love the one guy. Chris. I don't know if he was like me. Hey, look at Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, but like, dog, like, here's the kicker. I think about talking to Sue, and I told him, I was like, okay, so I have a theory that this movie cost $10 million to make, and half that money went towards the green screen shit, like i.e. when Daniel Stern had, like when Max has to cover the rest of his body to let the children cross over him, or when he almost falls off the cliff and it's supposed to look like Cliffhanger where him and the kid are hanging on for dear life, even though it looks like an obvious goddamn green screen.
Which, by the way, that was also my favorite. That was my super favorite part of the movie when the kid's mom and Max are held at gunpoint, and the kid comes running with the slow motion I'm gonna get my show back run. He comes running towards them, right? Why does he trip over that one loose floorboard and leaps 8 feet into the air over the railing?
When you look at Daniel Stern, he's just like, no! I'm like, dude, all you had to do was step to the right, and you would have stopped.
All you had to do was follow the train, CJ.
That's what it looked like, actually. It looked like one of those GTA. It looked like San Andreas when they put anything in slow motion, but it looks shitty. It looked like that.
That's like, dog, like,
and then like the kid flies over. This dude just leaps over Reinhardt, like was it? Drops him down a flight of stairs and was like, "That was one of my kids. That was one of my scouts. Like that was one of my scouts. Like you maniac." And he just decks him one good time and knocked him out.
Now, some real shit, Harris. Reinhardt didn't do none of that.
Reinhardt, no, well, that's what made it funny. That's what made it funny, because Reinhardt was just like, I had nothing to do with this shit. I'm out of here.
Man, look, that kid, look, and I say this all the time. You can't blame the plane, blame Archangel for sitting inside of it, okay? You can't blame this on the bigger problem. Like, I know the big problem with Reinhardt. He had nothing to do with that, actually.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining X-Men Apocalypse. We go to Warren Worthington's dad at the funeral like, you fucking got Archangel killed. Look, nigga, the motherfucker chose to stay on that goddamn plane. He had an open hole. Open hole right there to fly out. I'm just saying.
No. You need to tell me the first thing... Just imagine, think about it. That's like Aquaman forgetting to breathe underwater.
It's a damn shame.
Fuck on!
Fuck on! It's like Aquaman is. It's a damn shame. Arthur Curry died by drowning. Ain't that a bitch?
How did he drown? He died inside of a submarine. No, imagine if you're real. This is not Black Manta. I'm not even talking about the weird gills having Black Manta dying. No. Yo, how did the Flash die? He got hit by a train. Like, come on.
Not just any train. He got hit by a bullet train.
I know, right?
Hold on. Now, here's a smart joke, y'all. How did Batman die? Happiness. Come the fuck on, anyway. But yeah,
that's a Seinfeld joke there, buddy.
Yo, the kid did nothing. I didn't like Harris. Why did it happen? I can't pick movies, but why did silly shit like that happen all the time in the 90s, man?
That was just my only question is, I don't care how fast you're running. The fact that it is in slow motion and this kid is flying a good 5 feet in the air, clearing, bruh, this is like a field goal kick over the railing. Kid goes flying over.
Now, here's the thing. In real
Hold
life,
hey guys, you ever play a video game and you forgot that you left the mega jump on?
Because when you watch that scene, as somebody like me that has ran and tripped and fell, I didn't fly 50 feet in the air, lunging over a mountain. I tripped and fell and busted my face on the fucking ground, and that was it.
If you want to know that went in real life, he tripped over that thing. He tripped over the board. Trip, and his face went straight into that fucking railing. That's what happened in real life.
I mean, but think about how far away he was from the railing. That's what gets me. You're running, you trip over the loose floorboard, you freaking Power Ranger style flip into the air several times like you're getting ready to attack Goldar, and you are definitely going head first over that ravine.
I agree with all that. I actually agree with all that. My beef is that God decided for 1.5 seconds to turn off gravity.
I was like, who put in the moon physics? Who put in the moon physics cheat for GTA at this moment?
You know what makes no sense? When Funk Sai-yuk has better jumping. when there's better jumping in Funk Sai-yuk 2 than it is in a regular movie.
Nah, but you know what?
Speaking of which, hold on. If y'all never seen Funk Sai-yuk 2, oh my God, what is wrong with you? It is one of the worst yet best jet leads of all time. You have to watch that thing.
Here's my thing. I like the fact that one, they put our boy superglued his ass to a tree, which was hilarious. Chin and fingers.
And slapped the note saying I'm an inconsiderate person.
Yeah, because of course, joke, full circle. Like I said, our boy Reinhardt gets his teeth knocked out of his mouth, which was hilarious. But just the fact that at the end of the movie, the kids, they get the badges and all that stuff, and our boy Max, he's scout leader officially now.
Yep. And Brad Stevens said, you took these kids on an overnight, and what you did was irresponsible, yada, 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 yada. But yet, you showed the conviction and courage that all scouts need to have. Here's me. D-Shaw, 3 Black Geeks. He still kidnapped those kids, technically. So...
Actually, when he said that you broke, like what you did, is that what you did? Is that you broke all the rules. But in the face of bravery, you did what needed to be done and got the kids through an all-nighter. Here's me quoting the Hulk from Endgame. Child endangerment!
I see this as a win.
I see this as a win. Great. Now I think about my favorite scene of all the fucking Endgame now. Thank you, guys.
Now, you know what's funny, too, which I laugh so much? This movie was supposed to be PG-13.
It should have been. It should have been. But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. I don't think... This movie... Oh, yeah. By the way, the movie ends on the most 90s way possible. And you get to and you get to go on another overnight with the...
Going overnight, yeah! Not
another one. No, not just with them. No. You're doing it with all the kids.
And all the kids right at him screaming and shit. And, Daniel Stern, no!
Yeah.
Guys, I know y'all probably didn't notice this, but one of those kids was Channing Tatum. Yeah.
I believe that. In fact, I think I saw him. He just came running. He just rushed the stage, right? And I love how Daniel just gets back. He gets backed into that freaking battle. And then I'm like, wait for it. Give me the money shot. No! Freeze frame. Thank you, movie.
Bill Conti's music in the background. Yo, this whole soundtrack, I did say this. You could tell that Bill Conti was like, all right, what are we doing today?
I know, right?
I'm gonna smoke some weed, and we're gonna knock this out one day. You sure? Yeah, one day. Just
check this out. Now check this out. See, I got this one track that I never played that was supposed to go to Rambo 3. I'm just gonna slide that in there, and no one's gonna know.
Yo, man, it felt like I said. Here's a funny thing. We didn't mention this the last movie, but I'm gonna mention the last movie. The music was done by Hans Zimmer, where I was like, what? In this movie, we see Bill Conti, me again. That's expected, actually.
Like,
Bill Conti, to his own credit, you can kind of tell he doesn't say no to something, and he gives 100% of every bit of an original score to a movie. You know what I mean? So you can give him that.
I mean, it's par for the course because he has done some goofy movies. I mean, hell, he did 2 of Wesley Nielsen's movies, Spy Hard and Wrongfully Accused, and I actually kind of low-key like both of those movies a little bit. So
I freaking love Wrongfully Accused. Screw anyone who says otherwise.
Did I see Wrongfully Accused? I don't know if I have.
You never seen it? That was supposed to be the Fugitive parody.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen it once. Don't remember it though. I seen it once though.
I joke about that movie all the time.
You sure? Because the one I used to always joke about. Are you sure? Really?
We joked about it. This is how you discovered that I was a fan of Leslie Nielsen. It was when I told you that my favorite movie from him was Wrongfully Accused.
I don't know, whatever. No, don't look, here's the thing. Me and Eris have known each other for 20 years. There's a lot of shit we've forgotten about both each other.
AKA.
Here's Eris. Wait a minute, D, you're a Leo? You know I'm a Leo. Oh. Huh. Would you tell me that? Whatever.
But look. Like I said, at the end of the day, I love Bill Conti because he did the Rocky Balboa movie, and I love the soundtrack for that movie. So yeah,
dude, he did like a good chunk of Stallone's movies.
Oh, I know, but like I said, Rocky Balboa
movies
it was just a return
and the
to
Rambo
form to me.
movies for one thing.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying Rocky Balboa felt it was a return to form to me a little bit. So I was like, all right, dope, cool.
You probably could have given this to better people and would have done better. It ain't like it's not like I said with Chill Factor, it didn't matter what you did, it was going to fail. This one felt if you did give it to better people and it wasn't handled as a project, it would have probably done a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It probably would have. You know, it's kind of funny. It's not necessarily what you call a terrible movie. Is it bad? Yeah, because there's a lot of shit that's not funny in this movie.
Can I be real? I think we don't get these type of movies now, though.
I think
no. We do. We do get them. Actually, Chris, we do get these type of movies. It's just that a lot of them are just pushed to Netflix and Hulu as specials, and we don't look at them the same.
Like it almost makes me feel that and we talked about this too, that Netflix is a really big Band-Aid for a lot of weaker movies. We even said this about last year when we did fucking Cloverfield, the Cloverfield Paradox. We said even then, like, yeah, it would have made it probably wouldn't have made this movie money if it went to the movies, but everybody's talking about it, yada yada. Good example of that actually is Bright. You and I said it. Oh God, no. This thing would have bombed if it went to the movie theaters. But because it was on Netflix and it had this little dome of, safety around it, people seen the movie for what it was and said, hey, it ain't that bad. Because easy, you didn't get shitted out of $12 for that movie. That's why. So you can't put these movies necessarily straight to the movie theaters no more. You just can't, man. It's like the quality and everything has kind of upped itself in Hollywood, believe it or not. And you just can't get away with that type of bullshit no more. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I still do, but I do stand by that. I think if they would have put a better director behind it, a better writer, and maybe and there's nothing against Daniel Stern, but a better actor doing it, somebody that was probably made for the role more than him, it probably would have done better. I ain't saying it would have been like, this classic, but I think it would have done a lot better. And I mean, in a good way too. Hey, what you gonna do with it?
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is and stuff. Like I said, it's fun. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's opening weekend. I think we've talked all the time. Like, the 90s always had like hits and stuff. Talking about a movie like Bushwhacked opened up against Waterworld, Babe, Virtuosity, and The Net being on its like second week, and Apollo 13 coming on its sixth week.
Oh, that thing got punched dead in the mouth.
And Clueless.
All those movies on a technical and just straight up what would I spend money scale on, they just straight up beat Bushwhacked. They just straight up beat it.
Babe was one of those movies that just it hit people. Virtuosity to me just exists because it's like, oh shit, that's the Russell Crowe movie with Denzel in it. Oh, okay, cool.
The interesting thing about Virtuosity and this movie, they both opened up with Saturday Night Fever. They both opened up with Staying Alive. No bullshit. Now, it makes me think, this was during that weird time where, everybody was where a lot of filmmakers was like, oh man, Saturday Night Fever is such a good movie. The whole scene with John Travolta. Everybody was referencing that around 94, 95. You know what I mean? So it was just one of those things that just so happened. You know what I mean? Even though, I get why people like Saturday Night Fever, but it's really about a douchebag rapist. It really ain't. Yeah. All it is a dance scene. And, hey, Jessica won't fuck me.
Oh, man.
I know that's probably not her name. I'm just saying.
Oh boy. But anyways, that's Bushwhacked. Fun.
So, next week, Chris, you're going to have to open this next movie up because I want to know, and I want you to, you don't do it now. Do not do it now. But I need you to explain to me and Eris why Cutthroat Island is the shit. That is your homework. Your homework, sir, is to look at Cutthroat Island and Chris, I need you to Chris like you never Chrised before. I need a glowing review of this movie from you.
If you guys follow me on Twitter, if you follow me,
movie for the last 6 goddamn years, Chris.
If you follow,
I need some receipts.
Guys, if you follow me on Twitter at CJWizGeek, there might be levels. I might end up on spoony levels of losing my fucking mind watching this damn movie. So be warned if I'm live tweeting the movie, like just levels.
The only reason that is like why are we doing this movie? Well, of course we're looking at bad movies or movies that didn't do well, but
it's infamous.
Is infamous. No, there's been certain movies that lost a lot of money for different reasons and shit like that.
For instance.
Battlefield Earth. Very recently, fucking Justice League, which made all this money, was like, what nobody really saw was WB going, that's nice, now pay for that, now pay for that, now pay for that. Right, you made no money? You should have been a Marvel movie. You didn't let us do what we wanted to do. That sounds like an excuse. Now pay for that too. Oh, you didn't make no money at all. Guess it's time to shut everything down. No Aquaman movie. Here's Jason Momoa. Wait.
Wait, what's going on here? No.
No, here's... And I can imagine Jeff Johns. Okay, we'll get rid of Zack Snyder. Thank you. Do our job for us.
I mean, put it this way.
But certain movies that lose a lot of money, they lose it for different reasons. Cutthroat Island shut down a studio.
And it also killed the pirate genre, which I didn't know still fucking existed still.
The pirate genre has been on life support. Even with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies existing, it still is on life support. Nobody wants to see a pirate movie because of Cutthroat Island. Is it really that bad? Is it really that bad, Chris?
We'll see. It's been a long time since I've seen Cutthroat Island, so...
Well, look, Gina Davis, I need you to put on that 80s Gina Davis face the only way you could, Gina. Because I don't know how we'll make it through this shit.
To which I also have to sit back and be like, Gina Davis, you were that chick for a long time.
Look, I can honestly say when we watch this movie, Eris is going to be at home shirtless. Oh yeah, Matthew Modine.
Also, D, I think we forgot one player that was in Cutthroat Island that didn't really get killed by it. That was one Frank Langella.
Look. Frank Langella is alright. He can do whatever he wants to. No, the person that didn't die, that should have fucking died, Rennie Harlan.
Rennie Harlan is like herpes. He just keeps coming back.
And for some reason, he keeps coming back on the show. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.